Wow, now even library also limit to only those fully vaccinated one then can go in Zun bo. Hello everybody, this is Kriscell from Kristainment. I hope you have a wonderful day. So on the 20th of November, okay, our NTF they have announced that they are going to extend the current VDS to even more settings and activities Okay, in case you all don't know, VDS has already been implemented already, and I think the most talked about and the most powerful one is the one that have been implemented for the entry into shopping mall Okay, as you all know okay, now when you want to go into shopping mall you must show that you are fully vaccinated, then you can enter. Okay. So if you are not vaccinated there's only a few categories of people okay that can still enter one. Okay, one, you are medically excused. Then you can enter. Two, you are a child who is below 12 years old. Because below 12 years old, at least now still cannot be vaccinated yet okay, so you can enter. Or three, you have recovered from COVID. That means you kena already. Then you recover already. Then you also can enter. If not if you are eligible for vaccination, but you choose not to get vaccinated under the current VDS too bad okay, only can say sorry cannot go in. Okay, but okay, there's also one more group. One more group still can go in. Okay, which is the unvaccinated one, but they must go and do what they call it the pre-event testing or call it PET PET and then the PET result must be negative. Then you can go in. But then this one also won't last long. I tell you first. Later I'm going to talk about it. Okay, later I'm going to talk about it. But for now, you just take it as for now, at least now okay, till the end of the year if you got PET you still can go in negative PET still can go in Okay, before this Saturday 20th of November right, the current VDS okay, although okay, it is differentiating between the vaccinated and unvaccinated, but it can still be seen as protecting the unvaccinated. However right, after this Saturday 20th of November right, I must say I felt that the VDS has been abused okay, in the way that it no longer seems that it is protecting the unvaccinated, but rather seems like trying to get the unvaccinated to get vaccinated if they want to carry on with those settings and activities So what are those settings and activities Okay, first the most important one okay, which I felt I must talk about is actually the extension of the VDS to the National Library Board libraries Okay, so starting 1st December okay, only fully vaccinated individual will be able to or allow to go into a library. So unless you are a children who is 12 years old and below who cannot be vaccinated, or if you are someone who have recovered from COVID, okay, or if you have done a pre-event test PET before entering into the library right, and it's negative okay, then you can. Also starting from 1st December onwards those who are medically excused from being vaccinated right will also be able to gain entry Okay, other than all these exception one okay, in order to go inside, the most golden rule is must be fully vaccinated then can go in. Okay, the reason why I start with the library first right is because personally I felt okay, this VDS when they extend it to the libraries it serves more of getting the unvaccinated to get vaccinated rather than like the official reason they say to reduce the transmission rate or to protect the unvaccinated okay. It's really more I felt it's really more to actually in a way persuade the unvaccinated to get vaccinated if they want to gain entry because as someone who actually goes to the library quite often okay, I must say okay, actually the library they already monitor the number of people who are actually at the library at any one point of time. In fact, most people okay is encouraged okay to actually book your time online before you go to the library. This way they can actually control how many people actually come in and come out yeah. Okay, then they also cater to walk-in. So, but then for those who are walking in if you just walk in like that and then it happens that the quota has reached already then no choice you got to wait outside wait until I free out some already then you can go in. Also everyone who go into the library okay is given a pre-allocated amount of time okay, maybe if I remember correctly it's about 1 hour okay, I can't remember correctly. Okay, because usually I take the sticker, I go in, I borrow the books already read a bit then I borrow the book then I zao already so I don't really care okay. I spend about maybe half an hour at most, yeah, in the library. Yeah, so I think maximum is about an hour lah. Okay, so everyone will be given a allocated amount of time to be spent in the library. So if you are the walk-in one and you come in like 15 minutes just before the next allocated time, right, they will tell you you only have 15 minutes. Do you want to go in now? So it's your choice If you want to go in, okay, you take the sticker, you go in 15 minutes later you have to get out lah. Okay, then also I also feel that okay, you know you go to library, right, is okay now post COVID okay, usually people go to library it's just to borrow books only okay, last time got reading now very few even okay, if you are reading, right, all this is a must on activity so I personally I don't feel that there is a very high chance of transmission happening. Then furthermore, right, so far we have not seen any cluster being formed from libraries This is exactly why I think extending the VDS to the libraries is really more like a move to actually get the unvaccinated to be vaccinated if they want to go into library rather than really to reduce the rate of transmission or even to protect the unvaccinated because I say everybody there wear mask and there's actually a controlled number of people at any one point of time. The risk is actually quite, I would say, quite low Okay, the fact that some of the newer libraries as you all know okay, nowadays all some of the libraries are very new they are all situated inside a shopping mall. Actually the first gate already cannot pass already for those unvaccinated ones. You cannot even gain entry into the shopping mall, let alone go to the library to return or to borrow books. So for those people who are unvaccinated, they only can find those standalone libraries which is getting less and less okay. They only find those standalone ones to actually return their books and borrow their books. Then now okay, with the VDS being extended to the libraries, right, they only can return books because the return books just drop only but they cannot go in to borrow books anymore. You see, I know okay, some of you will say that, hey, but you all still can do the what they call it the pre-event testing then show it's a negative, then can go in. Still, okay, correct, you're not wrong. Okay, they can still, all these unvaccinated people, right, they can still do the PET. Okay, and then show that it's a negative PET, then they can still go in. But this will only last them 1 month only. Why I say that is because later on I'm going to talk about this okay, but you all just bear this in mind okay. This will only allow them to gain entry from 1st December until the end of December this year. After that, right, PET also popake already. So by then, if they still don't get vaccinated then really library is a no for them also. Is that fair or not? Then the question is that fair or not? I mean, library is really a community place for people to gain some knowledge, read some books. It's not really for interaction. There's no like strenuous activity or high risk activity. It's just reading a book or boring book. I mean, I don't know I mean, seriously, I really think that VDS extended to library is really it's like you're boiling the ocean, just to find a source of problem. But the problem is not there. Okay, next, I'm going to talk about the in-person visits to the hospital as well as the care homes. Okay, so as you all know, okay, visits to the hospital wards has been suspended since 24th of September. Then for all the care homes, it has been in suspension since 21st of October. And then it has been extended all the way till 21st of November. Okay, but then so MTS okay, now they say that can resume any in-person visits to the hospital as well as to the homes can resume from 22nd November onwards. However, there must be enhanced VDS implemented. So now team it's not only VDS it's enhanced VDS okay. So what this means is okay, for in-person visits to happen okay, for the hospital as well as for the care homes, right, both the patient or the resident as well as the visitor, both of them have to be fully vaccinated. Then can. Then not only that, for the visitor, they still need to produce a negative ART result done within 24 hours from the visits in order to gain entry and to have that face-to-face person visit. Okay, if not, also cannot. Okay, so what this means is that okay, if either one party is not fully vaccinated then visits cannot take place. Okay, this personally I felt okay, a little bit overkill if you want to implement VDS or enhanced VDS here, it's really a bit overkill because okay, why I say so is because You know, right? Pre-COVID time, okay, pre-COVID, usually people go to visit someone in the hospital, okay. Usually, okay, I would say maybe stay about an hour or at most 2 hours, you know, what's there to talk about? You know, you also the patient need time to rest also, so usually it's only about an hour or two, and it's not a daily event one. Even parents want to visit their children also cannot come every day, they still have to 做工 one, they still have to work, so cannot come every day one. So it's not really an everyday event. And then furthermore, all these visits, right, to be frank, it can be a mask on activity. You don't need to be a mask off. So the risk or everything is actually quite low. So exactly this is the point why I don't understand why the Singapore want to implement enhanced VDS and only allow people who are vaccinated both ends, then the in-person visit can take place. You see, it is a bit weird okay. Then furthermore, I think okay, if really you want to do this since it's only once, maybe a few times a week event, and then each event only lasts, each visit only lasts like about an hour or two, then just do an ART can already lor. Since we put so much faith into ART, then why not just do an ART can already? Just produce an ART negative result, or you can do on the spot ask the person you come, you can do on the spot. On the spot you do already, okay, pass negative, okay, then you can go and visit. Then okay already, then you allocate some time for that person, then settle. Very simple. Really, I think a VDS implemented for hospital visits as well as care home visits, I think it's really overkill. Okay, I know previously there have been quite a few clusters that happened in the resident care home as well as in the hospital cluster okay. So maybe I just want to ask okay, maybe if anyone of you know the answer also can just comment below, okay. Actually through our contact tracing, right, are we able to trace how many of all these clusters actually started I mean the infection actually is brought in from a visitor one, or does the cluster started from the staff and from the patient or the residents there? This is very important because this will help us to 对症下药because if we are just anyhow apply the medicine and the problem is not there, we are not solving the problem anyway. You see, then also as a layman, I'm a layman. Okay, I'm not an expert here. I don't know the science or the maths behind why and how a VDS should be implemented at a particular setting or not. Okay, but as a layman, I must say this okay, for patients who are recovering in the hospital, for residents who are staying in the care homes, okay, what they need most is actually support from their family members and friends okay, in this way. So if the VDS has been implemented and then it actually, in a way prevent people from visiting their loved ones, then it's not going to do the patients or it's not going to do the residents any good at all. You see, it's not going to do that any good at all. In fact, with this maybe okay, I would like to give a very small suggestion. Okay, I'm not too sure whether MOH or anyone will know about this, but I just want to give a very small suggestion. It may help, it may not, I don't know. Okay, like I said, I'm not an expert. I'm just saying what I think could be the way to do and it's actually quite simple one. Okay, so instead of having a VDS, right, because now we already implement those a lot of checks, okay, so maybe okay, we can implement in such a way that visits are only limited to family members from the same household. I don't know, now same household seems to be the hot word, so maybe we can do this. So any visits to the hospital or to the care homes, same thing, must be limited to only family members from the same household. Okay, of course there can be exceptional cases. Then each visits maybe limit to 30 minutes or so. I don't know, just the limit, like visit to the library like that. Just put a limit so that it won't be overcrowded. You also give the patients or the residents there a lot more time to rest, which is good, right? Which is good. I think so too. Then maybe also can limit the number of visitor a person can take in. Maybe like 2. I don't know. Just a number I mean, instead of let's say because I say same household maybe the household got 8 person, then all 8 come cannot be also so maybe of the 8 person maybe at one point of time only can have 2 this will also help to make the contact tracing a lot easier, and also make the risk of having any transmission to start a lot lower I feel. Okay, earlier I mentioned starting from 1st January 2022 onwards, okay, unvaccinated individual will not be able to use a PET to gain access to a VDS setting really. Okay, so under the current rule, right, under the current ruling, okay, any unvaccinated individual, as long as they are able to produce a negative PET result, okay, they will be able to gain access into the VDS settings. Okay, but then this is only for now lah. Starting from 1st January onwards, too bad, cannot already. And the reason that was given okay, was because they want to further protect the unvaccinated okay, because they are already at more risk at least that's what they say okay. So starting from 1st January onwards okay, only fully vaccinated individual will be able to gain access into a VDS setting. For unvaccinated one unless okay they are medically excused, okay, or they have recovered from COVID, or if they are a child who is 12 years old and below, then okay. If not, too bad, sayonara, everything is cannot go in. Okay, similar to the other rules okay, I felt that this rule of not accepting PET as a form for the unvaccinated to get entry into the VDS settings also more like trying to get the unvaccinated to become vaccinated okay. I mean, in Singapore, right, vaccination is a personal choice, but I do know of a few individuals who actually got vaccinated not because they believe in the benefit of the vaccination, but because they felt that if they don't get vaccinated, they will not be able to do certain activities in their daily life. Hence, they are in a way being pressured by the society to get vaccinated. Is this a personal choice? Okay, that one I leave it to you to determine for yourself okay. But then okay, ever since VDS has been implemented, there have been a lot of talks, a lot of debates, and every time enhancement to the VDS has been made or the extension of the VDS has been made, right, okay, a bigger group of the unvaccinated people get impacted. This is a fact this is a fact. Okay, so even if we can say that all the rules that I mentioned above okay, all the rules that the newly implemented one all this is really to protect the unvaccinated. Okay, let's assume it can, okay, it is supposed to be like that. Okay, but then I want to ask, how does the rule whereby they say that should an unvaccinated individual okay got COVID kena COVID they need to bear their home medical by themselves, the medical bill by themselves. This is not protecting the unvaccinated this is talking about money How can money come into protecting the unvaccinated? You see, unless they are saying I want to use money to actually encourage these unvaccinated people to become vaccinated so that to protect them, then this is not also protecting the unvaccinated This is actually asking them to transit from unvaccinated to become vaccinated That's why I don't understand how does this paying own medical bill if you are unvaccinated when you kena COVID, right, is part of protecting the unvaccinated I believe many of you also heard in the news okay, that Europe now a lot of riot here, a lot of riot there because now they are the epicenter of COVID again okay. And then even worse I think you all heard Australia is going to make vaccination mandatory okay. I don't know about all these other countries okay, but what I know is for sure okay, everybody react to the virus as well as to the vaccine differently. Okay, no one can be 100% sure what will happen. No one can be 100% sure what will not happen. Okay, so I think in Singapore, okay, let's come back to Singapore. Personally, I felt that okay, VDS is good. Having some VDS measures is good if it's used correctly. Okay, why I say so is because, for example, okay, if VDS has been extended to high risk settings, like for example, gathering of a big group of people for a major event. Okay, if VDS has been implemented there, then I think it makes perfect sense. However, if VDS has been implemented on a very important but low risk setting, then I felt that like that you are doing it very wrongly it's not the right use of the VDS okay, because I mean I also want our Chenghu to also understand this whenever they consider VDS settings to be extended to they must take into consideration that vaccination in Singapore is still a personal choice. It is still a personal choice, and that is the very important thing unless they make it like Australia make it mandatory then it's a different story already. If not VDS also should, in fact I won't say also should always be used as a tool to actually encourage and not to force. Once it's seen as encouraging people to actually tell them that hey, you are actually highly encouraged to take on the vaccine because of certain benefits and things like that. Then when people start to understand that, and they are not being pressured to do it, then people also more 心甘 to go and do it 嘛，心甘情愿 to go and take the vaccine. I mean that's the key point lah, you know, rather than to, you know, force them into a corner whereby they got no way to do it except to be vaccinated then even if they get vaccinated wow, they will 靠北靠不 one, you know, they will still keep complaining this, complaining that. I think that's not what we want. We want people who are willing to take the vaccination and to able to understand the benefit of the vaccination. If not, then better to let them take the vaccination. Alright, that's it for this video. So if you like this video, please remember to share, okay? And if you love it, please give it a big thumbs up. Okay, give it a big thumbs up. And if you're new to my channel, please don't be paiseh. Go and click the subscribe button. Okay, the subscribe button you click one time can please don't go and click 2 times, 3 times, 4 times, 5 times. Wow, until so many times I also don't know whether you are subscribed or not. Just click one time to make sure that you are subscribed. Then okay. Then you see the bell button next to the subscribe button also go and click it so that you'll be notified of any new videos that I will be doing Okay, so till my next video please stay safe and if you all go out please remember to wear your mask, okay? And this is Kriscell signing off.